Can you hear the music?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Hoping to get some lyrics put into this tune. Buddy said he was gonna do it, so.
Okay. Yeah, no, it sounds pretty sick.
Fuck yeah. Fucking love it. I'm beating on the drums and it's a fucking guitar. I don't know. All right, welcome back to another episode of On the Throne with Dick, and big shout out to Ascension Boychuk there. Crazy riff intro outro music, and you can find that guy on the socials anywhere pretty much. And you know, today we have with us special guest Laner, aka Lane Boyle.
Hey.
Is it Boyle or Borle? It's Borle, isn't it?
It's Borle, yeah, there's an R in
Borle. Man,
yeah.
I've been pronouncing that all wrong. I've been saying Borle, but it's Borle. No, that's awesome. Good to know.
Yeah.
How's it going, man?
Yeah. No, I'm doing good. I just got home from a hitch and got home last night, so just relaxing now.
Nice. How long was your hitch?
I'm on a 20 and 10 schedule, so I was left 3 weeks ago and just got back last night. So now I got 10 days off. So
10
looking
days
forward to it.
10 days up stick.
Yeah.
At least it's warm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking yeah. So you you're derreck hand on a PD rig, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
You bet.
I love PD, man. PD is like probably like one of my favorite drilling companies. I do a lot of work on PD 574.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite companies, you know, and rigs. I don't know, maybe you guys are dicks. I don't know, but the other one's not so bad.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty good. Like PD's kept me busy even like through COVID there. I got lucky enough and worked right through. So
Nice, man.
yeah, they've been good to me, so I got no complaints.
How long have you worked there?
I started in January 2017, so
nice. So what,
yeah.
six years?
Just over 6 years, I guess.
Yeah.
Took a little break after my first year for like 6 months, did some wireline stuff, but yeah, no, I just didn't like it, so I went back. Been there ever since.
To get into wireline. I was trying to get into wireline a couple of years ago before I got into the backside of things. And I don't know, man. That was just before COVID, so I'm kind of glad I didn't do that. They started laying everyone off, so I went the backside of things. It was like a year and a half before COVID, so yeah, they were starting to slow down a little bit. It was even prior to that, so yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's good money, I've heard, if you get on the right setup, but you also gotta love it too. So I just didn't like it. Wasn't for me. So went back to the rigs and been there ever since.
Yeah, it's good, man, because a lot of people have been asking for more like this side of the patch content, right? A lot of people are like, hey, you got to get more guys from the rigs on there, and you know, I see your videos all the time on TikTok, and you know that you actually do quite well with them, and you know, so yeah, why the fuck not? And I followed you. I think you were already following me, or you followed back after I followed you, but I've seen your stuff around quite a bit before I hit the follow button, and then. You know, I followed you back, and you started liking my videos and whatnot. So fucking thought I'd reach out, be like, hey man, come on the podcast.
Yeah, no, you got some good content too there. All
Thanks,
your voiceovers and stuff.
Oh, dude, you know, like I want to do more original content. Like on my main account, I had a whole bunch of original content, but I found that the voiceover stuff does better. Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, even now with like all the CapCut templates that you can use, like the CapCut templates, take it to like kind of a level that I can't get to with voiceover. Right. So I can put the words on it and the template sort of does all the work for me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a lazy way to do it, but fuck it. Right. If I can't get out there and make a video that day or whatnot, the template is just like, here's the template. Boom. I don't have to leave the truck. I don't have to go find a quiet space on site where no one's gonna see me to make a video, you know. And just put the template, and away I go.
Right.
Yeah, man. so like, how long have you been derrick hand for? Like, and how quick did it take you to move up to that position?
Well, so when I started, I think I roughneck for about just over 2 years. And then I got set up working motors, and I did that for about 2 years, 2.5 years, I guess. And then I full time derrick hand like this time last year. I've been doing it for a year now, full time. So
Nice,
yeah.
nice, man. That's pretty awesome. Like, how much? So how long did you say you've been doing it for? 7 years, 6 years, 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years.
So how much has the roughneck position changed since you started 6 years ago?
Well, I mean, I started on the rig that I'm still working on, so it really hasn't changed. It's just different guys, I guess, coming through, like a kind of new generation of kids coming through for roughnecks, and it's obviously different. You gotta teach them certain things and obviously explain everything, but I don't know. I wouldn't say it changed a whole lot, but obviously I haven't been in it that long compared to, like, guys 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, it's probably changed lots, but just I don't know, a lot more safety precautions and steps in place before a guy gets busy.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
thing.
Well, you said it there though. Like, you hit the nail on the head. I think where I was kind of going with it, like, the hand holding has increased, right? Like,
Yeah.
they come in thinking, oh man, I want that money, right? But they don't
Yeah.
know what it takes to earn that money, and they don't have the know-how. No one's taught them anything, right?
No.
Or they haven't been curious enough to figure it out for themselves along the way.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of that. And how old did you say you were?
I'm 27.
27. So yeah. Yeah. Did you grow up on a farm? You said you were just, east side of
Yeah,
Lakeland.
kind of like a small, like, I live in Borle, so that's a small town, and that's pretty much just agriculture around here. So yeah, I grew up on like a small kind of hobby farm, I guess, and then just always been tinkering around with things. So I mean, I picked up stuff pretty quick and was kind of used to the harder work, I guess, of being out there. So, and that's probably also why I kind of actually enjoy being out there, is working for your money.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. It's something different about, I don't know if it's different. I haven't had the other side of that, but there's something that feels good about, like, putting in a hard, honest day's work, like 12
Yeah.
hours or more a day. And, like, there's no time for anything else. You don't even have time to be exhausted sometimes. Sometimes it's just like,
No.
hey, you know
Yeah.
what? Like, I'm going to bed. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's some days it's definitely, I mean, you definitely question, like, what the hell am I doing out here? But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, I enjoy it, and it's definitely helps pays the bills. So,
Hell yeah.
yeah, I got no complaints about it, really.
Yeah. Fucking, do you live at home with the parents still? You're 27. Or do you, like, have a
Uh,
family of your own, or what?
no, like, I've been out of my mom's house for quite a few years now. Obviously, working, making decent money. I moved out. I just recently got married there to my wife Anna this June
Congratulations.
here. So yeah, no, we bought a
Congratulations, man.
house.
That's huge.
Yeah, thank you. We've been together, yeah, 5, 6 years now, and just bought a place about 3 years ago. So yeah, we've been doing pretty good, I guess,
There you go.
living in town.
The only reason why I asked if you still live with your parents or not, a lot of young guys, you're still 27. So, a lot of young guys, when you talk to them, especially nowadays, right? They're like 30 and they're like, yeah, man, I'm going home. I live with my parents, and there's a lot of that. There's
Yeah,
an insane amount of that, right? Like, when I think I was like 17, or I was 18 when I moved out of my parents' house. And then I'm from Ontario. So I was 18 when I moved out. And I think like 6, 7 months later, I was out in Alberta, well, BC and then Alberta, right? It's like,
yeah,
so we weren't even 20 yet when we were living across the country. And, it's really hard to picture a lot of these kids nowadays being that young and living so far away without, the help of mom and dad still. So.
yeah. Well, yeah, no, it's definitely tough. Like, I mean, I right after high school, I went to college for 2 years. I went to SAIT, got my petroleum engineering diploma.
Nice.
But of course, timing, I graduated in 2016, and that was right when oil crashed real hard. Nobody was getting jobs, so I kind of didn't get the luck of the stick there on that one, but got on with the rigs and yeah, started making good money and yeah, I was able to move out. I think really for like everybody else, I don't know, it's not cheap to just go out of high school and
No,
live on your own.
it's not. But even like, so shit, man. What year was that? That was like 2007. So we're looking at what? So 10, 16 years since I moved out. And, in that 16 years, we got a 1-bedroom apartment, right away. We paid $500, just over $500 a month for that, right?
Yeah.
Now, when I go back home to Ontario and you go buy that and they're renting, that same 1-bedroom apartment's like $1,600.
Oh yeah.
Like $1,500, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So like, yeah, a lot. It is hard. It is hard to, they're not. You can't say the kids these days are all like just lazy. Well, for the most part, they're not just lazy and looking for an excuse. It is expensive to get out there. It is expensive to live on your own.
Yeah.
It's not like it was even five or 6 years ago. You know what I mean? It's 5 or 6 years ago was still not that bad, and now it's kind of crazy, man. The average house price, I think, in Ontario is approaching $1 million. So.
The average, holy.
Yeah, the average. Yeah, it's
Jeez.
nuts. Yeah, it's getting up there. It's pretty nuts. Nice.
Wow.
How long have you been with? Did you say your name's Anna?
Yeah.
How long you guys been together?
It's 6 years. Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, we
Good
actually, just on the 4th year was our, I guess, 6-year anniversary of being together. So
nice, man. Nice. My wife and I, we've been together. We're 34 and 35. We've been together. Oh, geez. So 17 years this year, I believe. Is it 17 or 8? It'll be 17 or 18 this year. I think it'll be 18 years this year.
nice.
We've been married for 11 years this year. So, like, man, time's flying. Time's flying.
Yeah.
You have
It goes by quick.
right gal. You got to have the right one with you, though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What does she do?
She works at the bank here in town for TD.
Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah.
How does she like you being away?
Well, she she doesn't like it, but I mean, she understands obviously, and it kind of definitely fast tracked us to where we're at now, making that oil field money and being away and stuff. I mean, it's just kind of one of those things you weigh out your options, either be home all the time and see everything but not be able to do stuff, or be away for a little bit of time and have a newer vehicle, have a house, have go on that vacation you couldn't afford maybe right away because you're working 9 to 5 Monday to Friday in a small town. So
yep, that's a sound on TikTok. If a man's at home all the time, he can't provide, right? And if a man's providing, he's not going to be home all the time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
That's a pretty good sound on TikTok. It's like, if you want time, you won't have money. If you want money, you won't have my time. Right.
No.
And that's a shitty thing, but like, it's just the way that it is, and that sound, you've probably heard the sound too, right? That really hits, man. It really hits.
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess obviously people luck out and get, their doctors and they're home all the time or whatever. But yeah, for like the average, Albertan, I guess, or a small town kid, like, unless you're going to be out working away from home, you're going to be, working paycheck to paycheck and hoping nothing, goes south, like your car breaks down or something. Cause it's going to be tough times. So
yeah, absolutely. Man, big shout out to the oil field lives though, man. Like, this industry would be nothing without a solid oil field wife backing their man. You know what I mean? Like, my wife keeps, probably your wife too, my wife keeps the house running and pretty much intact while I'm gone. Oil field wives, man, like when a light bulb goes out, she has to change it. When the car breaks down, she's got to fix it. When the lawn needs to be mowed, she needs to do it. And on top of, chasing kids around. So, those blue collar oil field wives, man, like just shout out to them because they are the backbone of the industry, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, no, they keep she definitely keeps me straight away and stuff, and yeah, keeps the house straightened up for when I'm gone and stuff. We don't, I mean, our house isn't as busy as yours probably because we don't have kids or nothing, but we got, pets and grass and, when the winter comes, snow to shovel. So
Yep. Yep.
she keeps that all in tune. So yeah, it's nice.
My kids are actually away right now. They left today on vacation. The wife and the kids went back to Ontario for the first time in a couple of years for a visit, and haven't been. I've been in this house now for almost 2 months, and I've never heard it this quiet before. It is.
Oh,
You can
okay.
hear yourself think. It is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're alone with your thoughts, and it's just like, ooh, I might get off here and go rock some PlayStation 5. So, I
Yeah.
don't get to do much of that. When the wife's home and I'm home and the kids are here. My wife wants me to. I'm away a lot, so it's like, hey, come spend time with us. Come, the kids are awake. Try to get as much time as you can in with them. So I do that, and then by the time they go to bed, the wife wants me to hang out with her. So I don't get to play video games that often anymore. So I
Right.
think that's what my night looks like tonight. I'm gonna fire up the PlayStation, rock some Thor Ragnarok. I haven't played in I think her and we played like 2 months ago for like an hour or something like that together. So
Okay.
it was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, man. So, man, do you? I don't know. I don't know who's listening that doesn't know what you do, but do you kind of want to explain, what your job is on the rig and how all that works and where you fit in, I guess.
Sure, yeah. So yeah, I'm derrick. So that's well, first I'll start out like the position. So starting position, if there is the occasion, you'll start as a lease hand, but otherwise it's mostly just roughnecks right now. And then you'll work your way up, work motors, work derrick, and then finally be driller. And then above that is your rig manager, who kind of is the one guy at the top who looks out over the rig. So yeah, I'm the derrick hand, so I'm either up in the derrick doing connections or tripping or whatever the case is for that. And then I also look after the mud system and the pumps. So yeah, I'm mixing whatever the company needs for mud and adding whatever we got to do, making sure that everything stays in the tanks and fluid's going where it needs to be. And besides that, I guess yeah, I don't know, probably mentoring the newer guys and stuff too, because everybody kind of looks after each other out there. So
Yep. Jumping in the rig tank to help the back hauler,
yeah,
after a cement job or rig
yeah,
out. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, we I don't know, just deal with the mud or deal with being upstairs up in the derrick. So
Up stick. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. So like over the course that you've been there, right? I know this past like year and a bit's been pretty good for you guys. What, 3 raises?
Uh yeah, two for sure.
Two, yeah.
Um yeah, we went I don't know what derrick was at the time, but I know roughneck, like I guess for just standard when I started it was $29 an hour. And over the course of it stayed like that for quite a while, and then I think just past COVID here, yeah, they've given us a few raises. Like roughneck started at $38 an hour now, so they've
Yep.
it's pretty much yeah, $10 jump over everybody
Yep.
over the last 2 years. Yeah, so that's kind of nice.
So when you say $38 an hour, right? A lot of people don't understand how like, oh, you only make $30 an hour, right? When you say $38 an hour, right? Like that's before overtime, right? And all your
Yeah,
bonuses and I don't think Roughnecks would get invert pay, but
yeah,
did,
they do.
they
For
get invert
PD,
pay? Yeah.
yeah, for PD anyways, everybody like even the lease hand, if there is one, will get invert pay. Um, like I think even the push gets invert pay, I believe. So
Nice.
yeah, as long as there's either invert or brine, I guess, in the tanks, like hazardous mud pay, yeah, we'll get it. So
Mm. I love that hazardous mud. It tastes so good though.
Yeah, no, not really.
No, man, like how many showers? Okay, so before I discovered the Gojo, like not the soap, but the wipes.
Yeah,
Before I discovered the wipes, it would take like 3 or 4 showers to get invert off, right?
yeah.
And and then you get the wipes going, man, and it comes right clean. It's nice. You get the little bit of the burn with it though, but like
Yeah.
it's nice. Um, Oh, dude, I remember talking to, I don't know if you know anyone on PD574, but I was talking to Wilson. I don't know. Do you know who Wilson is? Kyle Wilson.
Uh, yeah, actually, I think he worked on my rig a few years ago. I know a
I
few of the guys out there, they kind of filled in on my rig when they were shut down there a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So,
So they got Will. Nate, Lenny. Lenny's the driller now. And then they got Kyle. I love Kyle. And he hooked me up with the heat waves that I rock. He hooked me up
oh
with a
yeah,
pair of those heat waves. He's like, go make a couple videos with these. I'm like, okay. He's like, you
yeah.
can have these ones. I got a bunch. So I made a couple videos. Heat wave contacted with me within a week, and I got a brand affiliation with them, making money with them. All the
Oh,
boys on that
nice.
rig, they love it because they get cheap
Yeah.
heat waves now, right? So Wilson there, we were talking one day, and he comes down. He comes down there, and he's like, man, he's like, I think I just got invert burn on my dick. I was just like, man, what were you doing? He's like, oh, I had it caked in my hand, and I just like pulled up
Oh,
my
jeez.
dick to go for a piss, and I looked down and like it's burning now, right? And I'm like, dude, like we were in Fox Creek at the time. I'm like, you sure you didn't go to the Grizz? Like that's invert burn and not like a burn from the Grizz? And he's like, no,
Yeah.
dude, it started in the last like hour here. I got nasty invert burn on my dick. I can feel it.
Jeez.
I love those guys, man. I see them often, and we're always exchanging stickers and shit like that.
Right.
And he gave me another pair of glasses, even though I get them for free now. He's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
man, these ones are new. Have them." And I'm like, "Dude, I could literally just get a pair." But
Oh,
he's
really?
like, "Here, have one, man." So I love working that rig, an Ensign 148. I don't know. Ensign 770 is a nice rig. Have you ever seen 770?
That's their big triple, isn't it?
That's their big triple. A
Yeah.
770 is a beautiful rig. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it from a distance, but I haven't
It's
been
big.
on it or nothing. Yeah. Yeah, no,
So
it's definitely a towering rig for sure.
they were tearing her down last winter to do an inspection and shit like that. And we were cleaning it, and the fucking mud guy pissed me off. Like we could have sucked out the where the pipes connect to the tanks to each other.
Yeah.
We could have sucked them out beforehand, but he pulls them off, gets invert all over the ground.
All over everywhere.
Right?
Oh,
all
geez.
over everywhere. And so we suck it up, we clean it up, and then he's like, oh, my bad. And he pulls another one off everywhere again, right? And we're just like, man, like, I get paid by the hour, so it's not bothering me that much. But if you do that again, I'm going to bury you in that fucking tank,
Yeah.
And he just kind of laughed, and they probably made so many messes that we had already cleaned up there. Like we might as well have waited for them to finish doing what they were doing before we came in. But they were like, hurry up, go clean it, hurry up.
Jeez. Huh. Yeah, for our stuff, for those like we call them go-betweens or go between the tanks, we usually do like a base oil flush through them and then we blow them out with air, and then actually there's not even that bad. I mean, you're gonna get your little drizzle out regardless, but yeah, it's not like it exploding on your face or something when you pop that union or pull that pipe out.
Is yours a walking triple?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I love those, man. So when I did a little bit of work with Northwell for a little bit, and we used to have to come in and fucking skid everything over, right?
Right.
And,
yeah.
And I like the walking triples. That's kind of my, I ain't got to do shit. They do it all. I love watching it. Last winter I tried to get a slow-mo of them walking the rig. But I was cleaning the rig tank, and I set the phone up in the dash of the vac truck, and it must have fallen over at some point. So you see it move, and then the phone just falls over. Fuck, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I think I got a couple time lapses of us walking the rig, but Yeah, no, it's good because we can, besides the first initial rig move, we set up our complex and it just stays where it's at, and then otherwise just the rig and the the mud tank we call the transfer tank moves. Otherwise, everything else stays the same and stays put. We can do, I don't know, if we got enough suitcases for it, we could probably do like 15 hole pads in a row if need be. But yeah, we kind of average like 4 wells a pad to maybe even get 8 hole pad if we're lucky. But yeah, we kind of average that 3 to 4 range.
I think 770 was up on shit. Where was that? Down the Big Stone there, kilometer 8. I think they had like a 16 well pad,
Oh wow.
and they were there for a long time. They
Yeah.
were there for quite a while, and I don't think they're done drilling that pad still. Like they drill a bunch and then they go fuck off for a bit somewhere else. They come back, they
Yeah.
drill a bunch more. And I know Akita 48 is up on the Tony Tower down the timber right now. They've been back to that pad a bunch. I know they had like a oh fuck. They drilled like 8 holes there. They fucked off. They came back. They drilled 8 more, and I know they're back there, or they were back there recently. So I know
Yeah.
they're putting quite a bit. They're punching quite a bit of holes there. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what we do too, but just not as many wells, I guess. Yeah, we'll do like 3 here and then move 3 and then kind of do a loop. And then if, yeah, the pad turns out good and they want to do more, yeah, we'll come back to that same pad.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What have you ever have you ever like fallen into the rig tank and or come close, or have you ever
Uh,
yeah.
no, I haven't fallen in the tanks. No, I've fallen in the cellar when we flooded it once on surface hole. Like, they just got the hole in the ground and you're drilling it with trash pumps, and I don't know. I think the trash pumps. I think we hit a mud ring or something, and it plugged them right off. So then, whatever. And by the time Buddy kicked the pump out, it was too late. And so then went in there to turn the pumps on or try to get something going here to do it, and didn't realize where the cellar was and stepped right in, right up to my neck in water. So
How tall are you?
I'm like 5'11", so
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm
yeah, no,
five. I'm 5'4", so that would have been over my head.
okay,
I
yeah,
would have drowned in
yeah,
there.
yeah. No, besides that, actually, I've been pretty lucky. I mean, I've had like one wet stand popped.
Oh, where'd he go? He'll come back. He's just disappeared for now. Maybe it's his Wi-Fi or something. And I hear a little pop.
Oh,
Oh, there he is. He's
there
back.
you go. You know.
Yeah, what's going on, man? You're back. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
yeah. So, anyways, I've only had like kind of yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So besides that, I've only had like kind of one wet stand, I guess, popped on me when I worked on the floor, but I haven't, no, I haven't come close to falling in the tank or nothing yet.
I've fallen while I've been in the tank, and it's not a comfortable feeling. I've definitely dropped my hard hat in a few times, and that is a shitty feeling.
Yeah.
Um, man, yeah, no. So I'm the perfect size for the trip tank, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the perfect size, right? Like that's
Yeah.
whenever anyone, whenever we're like doing a cement job and it's time to like clean tanks afterwards, they're like, "Oh, Dick, you got the trip tank, man. You can fit in there. Your back don't hurt when you do it." And yeah, okay, cool, whatever. I don't really care. I go into all the small tanks. I think tank one. I don't like tank one. Tank one is fucking too small, but like I'll do it. Like,
Yeah.
it's not small this way. It's small fucking this way, right? And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it is what it is. Fucking
Yeah.
whatever. I'm getting paid either way, so.
Right. Yeah, our tanks aren't too bad. Like, even our trip tank, it's a full size tank, so like I can stand up straight in them and stuff. Size wise, yeah, I guess it'd be our pill tank would be our smallest one. It's the narrowest, plus you got like lines going across, lines overhead in the tank. That'd be
Yep.
probably the worst one.
Yep. I know Akita has so you go down in this tank. They've got the coverings over their mud tanks, right? So like
Oh,
for the
okay.
weather and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's warm in there, but like there's no light. right? There's
Right.
absolutely no light. And you go in there and they've got like fucking 10 pipes running along the floor in all different directions.
Oh yeah.
And holy fuck, man! Like you talk about a pain in the ass to clean, dude. You're gonna break your ankle. That'd be the place to do it for one. And
Yeah.
then um, no light. My headlamp only lasts so long, and
Right.
2 in the morning when it's -40. The last thing I want to do is be in a tank, anyways. And then you put me in
Yeah.
that one, and I get frustrated, and I don't want to be there. It's like
Yeah.
fuck this place, man. Yeah, it's so. What's the word I'm looking for? It's shit. It's
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Cleaning them regardless is not my first job I'd want to pick, but yeah, no, well, our tanks are all grading on top, so it's no sealed tank or nothing really, but yeah, it still sucks getting in
Yeah.
there.
So, how did you get started on TikTok? Like, what made you want to do the TikTok videos and stuff?
Uh, Honestly, I don't know, I just saw the app and a couple of my wife now there, she was always on it. And I'm like, what are you always watching? What are you doing? Blah blah blah, and giving her a hard time about it. And then she's like, oh, just you get it, and just maybe you'll find videos you like. It's not just a set thing. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I got it, and then yeah, saw like a couple like drilling rig TikToks and stuff. I'm like, well, maybe I could, start showing stuff and like, I don't know, I guess just letting people see how it actually is or whatever and stuff. Cause yeah, there wasn't, at the time when I first got it a year or two ago, whatever it was, it was hard to find like drilling rig content besides like, your old YouTube video stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of started with that and then whatever. And then actually Precision contacted me, like PD, and I'm making videos for them for their page now too. So
Yep. I know. I see all the time on theirs. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I don't know. It just kind of snowballed into where it is now. I just got the app and downloaded it, and then I'm like, yeah, I could probably make videos with the job I do because it's not like a hugely common job, I guess, and I think it's a pretty misunderstood job also.
Yep. Which is why I started doing the oil field TikToks, because it's an industry that's looked at as dark and gloomy and dirty, right?
Yeah,
And so, I started making them to kind of shine a light on the industry, kind of be like, hey, we're having fun out here. Yeah, we're working a lot of hours, and but we're having fun, and this is kind of the gist of what we do. And I like to show, the rig. I like to show the vac truck. I like to show as much as I can, anyways, without going too far and getting too greedy with it and getting in trouble. And
right.
right, so yeah, it's happened a couple times. So I like to do that, and also just joking around and bringing like morale up around the crew,
Yeah,
right, and stuff like that. And I didn't know that it was gonna like kind of sort of blow up and everyone everywhere would be watching. And I've had guys come up to me and be like, hey man, just want to shake your hand. I'm like, cool man, what's up? And they're like, yeah, just want to thank you, like we're out here in the cold, we're out here in the heat, we're missing home, we're missing our family.
yeah,
And you put a smile, you make us laugh, and like it helps take our mind off of all the shit when we're going and we're deep into it, right? And I'm like,
yeah,
fuck yeah, man, that's why I did it too. I did it to put a smile on my face, right?
yeah,
And I like going after the safety guy. I like going after the water haulers, right? Because
yeah,
we love them all. It's just funny to fucking everyone has a common thing. We all like to rag on safety, right? So
yeah,
I did that, and yeah, and then I started seeing your stuff, and then I knew what we were doing was working or having an effect when I started seeing pages like PD and Enzyme and Horizon and
Verizon,
Octane
yeah,
Safety. I started seeing all these companies come onto TikTok, and that's when I knew, like, okay, man, you know what, like. They see what we're doing. They see the comment section where it's like, hey, where can I find a job? Hey, I'm looking for work. They're not even seeing the messages we get, right? And you probably get the
yeah,
message too, like,
yeah. I
hey,
did.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I get
exactly.
stuff all the time. Even
Yeah,
guys going through the link on my Instagram, messaging me on the Instagram and
yep,
stuff. And yeah, always
yep,
wondering, how do you get started, or what can you expect, or
yep. Yeah, I get a lot of that.
whatever.
Yep. Yeah, and that's how I knew what we were doing was working, right?
Yeah,
Because these big companies that it was once like, hey, put that phone away and don't
yeah,
fucking take video, don't take pictures. If you do that shit, you're fired, right?
yeah,
And now it's kind of like, hey, man, you know what? As long as you're working, as long as you're not being unsafe or stupid about it and not showing anything unsafe, and you're not going to be a jackass or
yeah,
be do anything that's not classy, right? Hey, have at her, just be classy and don't show dumb shit,
yeah,
and yeah, don't make us look bad, essentially, and have at her, right? Because
yeah,
the labor shortage and all that is a big thing, and these companies are seeing it. We're boots on the ground, and I had a conversation with Chad Miller, the oil field dad, and he said for the first time ever, the little guy, me and you, are on par with the big marketing companies, right? These big marketing companies are realizing that they're spending a fuck ton of money on recruitment and all this shit, and it's not working. Guys like
yeah.
us, we don't have a budget. We're not spending any
No,
money to do it. In fact, we're making money, so we're putting it out there like, hey, look what we're doing. Do you want to do this too? Get on out here. We're sturdy. We're fucking caked in invert and bare right and fucking just sweat, missing home, and we're doing it with a smile on our face for the most part. And
yeah,
they see that and they're like, I want in. I
yeah,
want a job there. How? Right? And that's been huge.
yeah, yeah. No, I get. Yeah, like you said, lots of guys asking. Just even like simple things like, oh, what should I bring for clothing, or what should stuff like that. And just yeah, I was thinking about it a few days ago. Actually, I'm like, I've gotten quite a few guys asking actually, like just generic stuff that you think a guy would actually think about or
Yep.
know or whatever. And yeah, now you get all these hopefully new guys coming in, and they're maybe a little more prepared for their job or what have you.
Absolutely, man. Like do a video like, hey, what you can expect when you're back at camp or the hotel, right? And
Yeah,
like, hey, night one is gonna be a lonely fucking night. The
yeah,
first night back is always the hardest,
yeah,
right? Here's what maybe you could do to, help offset some of those feelings, some of those emotions, and
yeah,
that last day on site, at short change or crew change, you know. You're gonna be excited to get out of there. Fucking keep your mind on task. Like it's
yeah,
not over until it's over, right? Don't fucking be thinking about that beer. You're gonna be thinking about it. Just try to be safe and have your mind on task, right?
yeah,
Yeah, shit like that. That'd be a good video. I think shit like that's good. And I made one last winter that pretty much said for all the new guys coming in, slow down. You're doing fine. Ask questions. Don't be afraid. The only dumb question is the one not asked, right?
yeah,
And even if you think it's going to be a dumb question, and even if it is a dumb question, I'd rather you ask that retarded question than you think, oh, that's stupid, I'm not going to ask, and then someone gets hurt.
right, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we always try to preach that with our guys too, especially the new guys coming in. Yeah,
Yeah.
it might sound stupid or whatever, and we might give you a hard time, but we'd prefer you ask and not get hurt than not ask
Absolutely.
and get hurt. So,
Sam, so I think I already know the answer to this. Are you recruiting for PD in your videos? Like, are you?
well, I don't know. I'm thinking that's kind of why they built their TikTok page is to build awareness, because yeah, it's kind of like there's our rig's been pretty good, but I know there's a lot of PD rigs out there working shorthanded right now. Guys
Yeah.
they can't find guys to either show up, or they just can't keep guys. They get those kids coming out who see those dollar signs and stuff, but then they get out there and work 10 days, or some guys even only last 3 days, and they're like, yeah, actually, you know what, I hate this. So yeah, I think it's just awareness kind of thing. But I made a day in the life of a roughneck kind of video for PD there. I sent it out to them a few days ago, so we'll see if they post it here in the next little bit for approval. It's kind of like their, I guess, sort of recruitment video, I guess, in a way, just to bring awareness to what you can expect when you get out there working. So
Are they sliding you any cash on the side for that or what?
Well, there's like gift cards and stuff, yeah, but nothing really too crazy yet
Pizza
or nothing.
party.
But yeah, but I don't know. They've sent me gear and stuff, like newer
Nice.
gear, because yeah, this stuff I had for my original videos were kind of worn out, and yeah, they're like, well, we're not trying to make it too propped up, but we want like newer kind of stuff for you. So
Yeah.
here's new hard hat, here's new coveralls, blah blah blah. So
Yep. Yep. That's good, man. I was trying to. I was kind of being recruited last year by Pitbull Energy,
oh yeah,
and I work for TCR, so it's kind of like I almost did it. I almost did it. So he was offering me the moon and the sun and the stars. It
oh yeah.
was fucking insane. So
Hmm.
he's like, man, anything you want, like, let's go. I got you. He's like, have you gotten any work for TCR? And I'm like, yeah, I have. My videos, people see where I work, and I've gotten them a couple contracts and some work out of it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And what'd you get? And when I told him, um, he's like, I'd send you and your wife to Hawaii if you did that for me, right? So
Oh really?
he was like talking a lot of shit, right? So,
Yeah.
would he actually do it? I don't know. He might, but
Hmm.
the grass is always greener on the other side because it's fertilizer
Right.
bullshit, right? So,
Yeah.
and then he brought me in. They have a training rig in Millet, and he brought me in Sato. Each brought me into the training rig, and I made a video there, and it did quite well. And he paid me for that. And then he wanted me to recruit for him, and I got him a few guys, and so I don't know how my company felt about it, but like I've also gotten them some guys, and I got them contracts. I never got Pitbull any contracts, so
Right.
um, I almost did it, and I wore their shirt in my video, and my boss was like, "Hey man, like, what's up with the shirt?" I'm like, "Dude, it's the work shirt, right? It's nothing serious, right?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "When are you coming over? When are you coming over?" And I'm like, "Well, maybe in a few months. Just let me think about it." He's like, "Oh, whatever you need, I'll buy it, right? Whatever you
Yeah.
want, I got you." And it got to the point where he's like, "You want a drone? I'll get you a drone for your videos. I think that would look so cool." And yeah, I
Yeah.
do want a drone, right? I had a drone before. I want another one,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, when he's like, "Oh, okay, you come right now, and we'll go get you a drone." I almost jumped. I almost
Oh
did,
really?
and then something told me not to, right?
Yeah.
And so I didn't do it. And yeah, he wanted me to put on like they were gonna put on a hiring fair or job fair, and they
Yeah.
wanted me to show up there and just post about it and stuff like that. And so I was talking to them for a couple weeks about it. Anyways, we're talking back and forth, and one day the calls just stopped,
Oh.
and so
Hmm.
like I think he figured out that I wasn't coming. Right, like stop.
Yeah.
You could stop now, right?
Yeah.
And so wow, yeah, we haven't really talked. So I had him
Okay.
on the podcast actually. I was part of another podcast last year, and we had the CEO of Pitbull on, and it was interesting. It was interesting. That's for sure. It's kind of tough when you got the CEO of another company that's kind of competitors with the company you currently work
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can imagine.
yeah, that was fucked up. Yeah, that's pretty cool though that they're at least willing to, hey, here's some gift cards, here's some new gear, they
Yeah.
gotta look good for our videos, and
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I was honestly kind of shocked actually, because yeah, like you said before, it was always like, oh, you brought your cell phone to location, what are you doing? And yeah, now like well, when was that? I think it was about this time last year. They emailed me, somebody in Calgary emailed me wondering if I was looking to make videos because they had a thing of like, oh, we're looking for people to make videos, but then everybody's like, oh, this has got to be a trap. Like, they're telling us not to bring our phones. Now they're wanting us to make videos for them. Like, what? So then I just never thought my videos would go anywhere with it, so I didn't bother. And then they actually personally contacted me, and I said, yeah, sure, I'll try it out.
Nice. That's pretty cool, man. it's weird seeing that complete 360 happen, you know,
Yeah.
like, oh my God. Like I remember, and it's not everywhere either. Cause I know in Fort Mac, you still have to have your phone away. There's no
Right.
phones. I know someone asked me, a couple people have asked me over the course of the last like couple months, even like the other night on live, someone asked me if I've ever been to Fort Mac and if I would consider going there again. Wanted me to go run 777 up in the oil sands. And I'm like, man, like the way the whole social media thing has gone for me, and um, Fort Mac wouldn't work out, right?
Right.
I don't know if you know who Quentin DeHoos is, but he's on TikTok. He used to work in Fort Mac, and he made a video up there, and he got shit canned for it.
Oh,
So
did he? Oh, geez.
yeah, so it's not something that would work out for me, right? Like
Yeah.
this has completely changed my life, where I've turned it into a small business, right? Like I make
Yeah.
okay money out of it. I'm monetized on Facebook. Some days I make more on Facebook than I do at work. And,
Oh, man.
it's, I got to think about the future, right? You got to,
Yeah.
as guys in the oil field too, we got to have our hands in different pies for when the ass end falls out of her and we're in another bust, right? So I'm thinking about bust times right now where, right now we're doing okay, but you don't know where we're going to be in 2 years from now. And,
Right.
I got to build something for when that time comes.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to save it for a rainy day.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely, man. What's your favorite story on the rig? Everyone that works on the rig has a favorite story or like of something that's happened, or you know what I mean? Like, I know you got one in the vault somewhere.
Favorite story? Oh man, I don't know. There's lots. I don't know. I mean, we take it pretty seriously, but we also like joke around lots. But oh man, I don't know. Probably, probably hosing guys down with like water lines. Like you get that roughneck who's a little lippy or something and whatever. But yeah, this one time we swedged down like a two inch line down to like a 1 inch, and yeah, got him like scrubbing up against this tank where he was kind of like cornered and stuff. And yeah, we just was getting a little lippy the one day, and we finally like, hey, we gotta get this guy. We gotta get him to shut up. Like he's running too far with it. So yeah, we got him going away there, and then we rolled up and parked the loader with the mat up and pinned him in there, and then just hosed him with the 2 inch and soaked him right to the bone.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, there's lots. Like it's more than just a job out there. Yeah, it's you're messing around with guys, joking around with them. Yeah, there's I don't know how many stories I could tell about different stuff.
We've talked about it a lot, man. The camaraderie in the patch is unmatched, right? Like you can't find brotherhood like that anywhere. Maybe the Army, which is why a lot of Army guys come to the oil field, right? But the brotherhood, the camaraderie, it's just you can't find that anywhere else. There's shit that you can do to your coworker. You spend 20 days with each other at least, right? Sometimes way more, and hours upon hours, and you guys live together and work together. It's there's gonna be some fucking sibling rivalry there, but there's also gonna be like, I don't know, can you call it love? I don't know. Do you end up loving the guys you work with? Do you find that not in a like, oh, I want to fuck you kind of way,
yeah, no, there's definitely like that family kind of love to the guys, for sure. And yeah, like you said, like just childhood kind of poking and bugging and stuff, because especially now, like usually we're out of like a hotel and stuff, so we kind of got freedom, but this time we're got a camp job, so it's just a single rig camp, so there's only like 6 skids to it, so it's pretty tight quarters. And you wake up, you go have breakfast with the guys, and then you get in the truck and go to the rig, and then you work with them for 12, and then back to camp and have supper with them and chill and hang out with them. So yeah, really, like it's 15 hours a day you're hanging out with the same 6 guys. So you definitely kind of create a bond, I guess.
Group hug in the shower.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, I I got a question for you. Do you know what viscosity is? And of course you fucking do. But do you know what viscosity is?
Viscosity, it's like the thickness of their uh, fluid.
Yeah, the thickness of a load.
Yeah.
You can get some fucking thick loads. So where I'm going with it is the podcast is sponsored by the Mudman.
Oh yeah.
So the Mudman sponsors the podcast, and for all your drilling fluid and laboratory testing equipment needs, and www.mudmanmarket.com. Have you seen the Mudman's gear out there? Have you seen his shit?
No, I don't think so.
No, man, the Mudman's a swell guy. We're gonna get him on the podcast very soon. We're in talks. He's just very busy, but he sponsors the podcast, and you can only imagine where the viscosity conversation goes sometimes with the thickness and density of a load. Right?
Yeah.
And it's gone to some pretty interesting places. I can tell you that much. And we have a lot of people who know what the term viscous or viscosity means, but we've never had anyone on here that's actually, dealt with the mud before. So,
right.
Yeah, how is that? What's it like, like measuring and fucking,
I don't know. It's just one of those things like, it's just a chore, I guess you can kind of call it, of a derrick hand, just checking your mud weight and checking the vis is what we say. We don't do the whole viscosity and blah blah blah. But yeah, no, it's quick and easy. It takes like, I don't know, a couple minutes, but yeah, I don't know, something to get your hands dirty in, I guess, and deal with the company man and the mud man when he comes out. Our guy just comes out for a couple hours a day or whatever. Otherwise, some rigs I know they're like living on location with them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple times there. Yeah, no, fucking, the fucking, whatchamacallit there, what's the biggest fuck up you've ever had with like with the mud, like how heavy you've made it, or like what's the furthest this way you've seen in the...
Well, probably I haven't really had issues with weight. Our system's pretty straightforward, but like I know when I first started, I think we were dealing with surface water, certain gel mud. We're mixing gel for like sweeps, or if we lost circulation or something. And like, hey, yeah, go mix a bag of this into the gel and get it a little thicker. And well, they didn't really explain to me, oh yeah, you got to mix it slow and only do like a half a bag at a time, see where you go. Well, I mix like 2 bags, 3 bags, and it's like not even moving on the tank. It's like thick as fuck. Like
time to get the vac in there.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that bad, but it was definitely like yeah, we'll get like a 60, 70 vis. Yeah, I think it was like 100 something. So
good for you.
Besides that, that's about, I think, the only thing I've really run into. But yeah, no, it's you gotta know, I guess, what you're doing down there, because yeah, you can get it real thick or real heavy or real light, I guess, if you're doing base oil stuff. So
Yep. What's the dumbest thing you ever bought with your money? I guess I should say, everyone takes like their first oil field paycheck or the first couple, and they just get real dumb with it.
Yeah.
What was it like for you when you got your first rig check?
Oh man, my first rig check. Well, I think I worked 2 months and then I went and bought a truck. So that was probably, I wouldn't really say it was dumb, because like I've always had a car, but I've always wanted a truck throughout like school and whatever life. I've just always wanted a truck. So I went and bought a truck, and then yeah, right away, without even like test driving or whatever, went and bought one. Because all you're on the rigs, you gotta have a truck,
$100,000 truck or what?
No, it was used. Like this was only a couple months in, so I didn't have like a whole load of cash sitting around yet. But I think it was a 2011 Silverado I bought, used truck back in like 2017, I guess, or 2016, I guess, 2017, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I try not to blow it too much. I mean, I definitely have fun with it, but I definitely put away a decent portion of it and stuff. So I wouldn't say I'm like that stereotypical full-fledged roughneck kind of guy who just blows his money on a new quad and a new sled every year and stuff. But
the way I look at it is I'm leaving my wife and my kids for however period of time it's going to be. I'm basically trading away chunks of our lives for this money. And so it's got to mean something.
Yeah.
Right. It's got to, being away has to mean something. It's got to be a means to an end. You know what I mean? And if I blow it on dumb shit, that just sets us back, you know? Yeah. And so, and especially as we get older here, we have more kids because we got 2 right now. We're working on another one. I'm trying to pump some more loads downhole. You know, my wife is a stay-at-home mom now, whereas when I first jumped in, she was also working, right? So we lost the whole income there. So we're able to make it work on one income, and we do good. We don't hurt. No one's starving. My kids have nice toys. We live in a good house, you know. So you know, so we've had to learn how to, you know, go from 2 incomes to 1 income. And with that, it was like when I had my oldest daughter, she's going to be 6 this year. When we had my oldest daughter, we had to learn, okay, so what adjustment's going to work? I was in for 3 to 4 weeks, you know. Now I stay in for, I'll stay in for a month or so, right? Or longer, over a month. And then it got a little crazy there for a while. It's like 2 months, right? And then you know, we had my other daughter. And it was like, okay, now we went from a family of 2 to a family of 3. Now it's 4 of us. All right, how do we make this work now? Right. So, you know, there were times where it was like 5, 6 months I'd be gone, right? And that's too much. That's too much.
Yeah, that's pretty long time.
So now it's 3 to 4 weeks, right? And if, my daughter's birthday's going to be on that 5th week where I'm going back, I'll push it even further. I'll be like, okay, I'll stay in for like 4 and a bit weeks so I can be home for this birthday. I don't miss birthdays anymore. I don't miss Christmas. I don't, on the vac, I have a pretty good schedule that you can stay in as long as you want. You can leave when you want. So so it's kind of nice that way. So I don't miss the birthdays. I don't miss Christmases. I don't miss any of that shit. I want to be home for it all, right? So especially after being gone for so much time, I just, you know, I used to live that life where it's like, hey, you're working Christmas. Hey, you're working this day, you're working that day. And it's like, oh, fuck. Right. And, you know, I don't make as much money on the vac as I would like on a rig or somewhere else. But to me, the time I do get to spend at home is worth that money that, you know, I'm that extra money I'm not making, you know, you know what I mean? Like, I'm comfortable. I'm happy where I'm at. So like, you know, why fuck with it, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So it's good. It's good that way.
Nice.
Yeah. Are you guys planning on having kids or?
Well, I don't know. We been talking about it. It's in discussion, but nothing's really set in stone yet. But no, it's definitely, that discussion is definitely on the table for sure. Yeah.
Nice. Well, hey, man, that changes the game too when you have one, right? Because now it's not just your wife you're leaving; it's the kid you're leaving. Yeah, man. I don't know. You don't have kids, so you don't get the comments on TikTok about abandoning your family and shit like that, dude. Sometimes that shit stings a little. It's like, yeah, man, fucking, it does. You don't think I know that I'm missing out?
Yeah.
You don't think I know? You know, I have these feelings all the time. Thanks, though, right? And like, I can make fun of it though. It's not like making me mopey and sad and shit.
Yeah. No, I get nothing like that, but I definitely get the comments that guys are like, "Oh, yeah, sure, money's good, but you know, I'm sitting at home for Thanksgiving and you're not." So I get kind of those kind of comments, but I don't know. I mean, I know the sacrifice I'm making, and it's not like I'm just doing it just cause. And like you said, you're as long as the guy's not stupid with his money, it's gonna be at least worth something. So.
Yep. Absolutely, man. So, like, I met an old guy when I was 21. maybe 21, 22. And this guy was 45. So he wasn't old, but he was 45 and I was like 21, 22.
Yeah.
And this guy came back. He retired already. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, I made my money. I made my money and I retired. I was sitting at home with the wife and kids, and I was sitting around and I thought, man, I'm only 45. I got a few more years of working left. Good years. Why not? He fucking calls up his boss. He gets back gets back in the field and he's working, and I think he worked like 5 or 6 more years. I talked to him a couple of years ago. He's back at home. He retired. He made five or 6 more years worth of money, and he retired early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to retire at 50, 51 instead of 65, 70, or never retiring, you're not making up for those lost years, but you're definitely, like maybe putting those years that you missed out on here in the middle, you're putting them at the end, right?
Yeah.
So like, it's kind of like when last year when I was on the road a lot, and I moved my family back to Alberta from Ontario, so I got to see them more. They spent almost the entire summer with me out on the road. They were
right.
They were in the hotel with me. They'd follow us around from town to town, wherever we were for however long we were there, and they became like crew mascots. Man, the crew loved my kids. It was awesome, dude. They would be like, "Hey, how was your day today? Did you have a good day?" And they would everyone would be sitting around having a drink or whatever after work, and then my kids would just barge in there and be like, "Hey, how are you guys?" Right? And yeah, man, people love that. It kind of reminded them of their family a little bit, and be like, "Hey, man, like thanks for bringing that little spark to the crew." So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I think I remember actually your videos there, like how you explained your family was able to visit you in the hotel or whatever the case was there.
Yeah, man. It was one of those videos where I was kind of defending my position, or my job, my career choice, I guess. I was trying to defend it against someone that was like, yeah, but you never see your family. Blah, blah. It's like, they've literally spent, out of 4 months last year, they spent probably 2.5 to 3 months with me. So, which also for me came with a little bit of a, I don't know how to say it. So, I go back to my room, my hotel room, and after work, it's my place is my place is zen, right? It's a place where I can like sit down and just unwind and keep quiet and whatnot. And when they were there, I'd get back and it'd be like, this is not my place of zen, because they're in there screaming, they're in there jumping up and down and having a good time. And I liked it, right? I liked it. It was just out of routine for me, right? And it was overwhelming at times, right? And it's not a bad thing, it wasn't a bad thing. It was just something I had to get used to, right? I'd go home for days off, they'd be there screaming. I'd come into my room on my 12 hours off, and they're there, right? So it was interesting. It was interesting, but it also worked out good because we're trying to have another kid. So my wife was there a lot more, and it was just like fucking perfect, right? So it was like having my cake and eating it too, right? It was great.
No, that's the nice thing with my rig too. We're not or a camp job all the time, so we Spirit River's not too far from home here, so Anna there, she comes up during the summer. I'll stay in our holiday trailer, so yeah, she can come up whenever, and she hangs out or whatever during the day, or during the night I get to see her if I'm on days or nights, whatever the case is. And then most times I usually rent off of somebody in local there, and 9 times out of 10 they're pretty good and they let her come up and visit too, so that's pretty good. Because this year, well, not this year, but last year we worked through Christmas, so kind of sucked. But yeah, she came up, actually surprised me and stuff, so that was kind of nice. She was able to stay over and stuff for Christmas night at least. So
hell yeah no, that's good, man. That's good. And it's not, oh, she's away fucking the neighbor while you're gone, right? It's like, man, my wife is way too busy for that, right? Like, by the time the kids are in bed, and whatnot. All she wants is an hour to watch TV before she falls asleep, right? It's not like, hey, I wonder what the neighbor guy's doing right now. You know, like, come on over, baby, right? And it's like, fuck, get out of here with that shit. I won't keep you too much longer here, but I'm gonna go and make some dinner too. But I don't know. Have you listened to the podcast at all?
Yeah, a little bit, but not the full stretch. This is my first time here, so.
Nice. What episodes have you listened to, or?
I can't really name them off like hand or whatever. Just well, I think he posted a TikTok video yesterday or today of that chick you were interviewing there.
Oh, can't remember her name. Mo. Yeah, Mo.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, man, she's fierce. Go check out her videos, man. If you know you're a dude in the patch and you see her come on site and you think you're gonna make a move or say some inappropriate shit, she's gonna shut you the fuck down. Okay, like, she's gonna beat you up. She's got a bigger dick than all of us. So yeah. You don't want none of that.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess I end the podcast, by asking, one last question here, and it stumps a lot of people. And so Mount Rushmore has, four of the most influential people in American or North American history on it. If you had a Mount Rushmore with people, four people that you are inspired by or look up to, who would be on it?
Oh man. Jeez. So I gotta pick four people.
Yeah, and why do they inspire you?
Well, first would probably be my grandpa. He's definitely kind of been there for a lot for me there, and his work ethic definitely probably helped me through the working in the patch and stuff. He just old farm boy. He just doesn't stop. He's always doing something on the farm. Even he's kind of slowing down, getting in his older age and stuff. And he's got cancer and stuff, but he doesn't. He just keeps going with it. So probably be him, and then I don't know, probably my dad also too. Just down to earth, good guy, good family guy, and then I don't know the other two. Probably my wife, I guess. Yeah, because she's always been my backbone, even right from day one. I mean, she knew me when I was working away at home from home all the time, like right off the get-go. So she's used to it, but she's always been there for me. She's stocked the fridge with the food and stuff I need, and when I get home, instead of having get up and okay, now I gotta go get groceries or blah blah blah, keeping the house straight. And then the last, man, I don't know, probably my mom too, because she's always kind of been there for me as also.
Shout out to Laner's mom.
Yeah.
Borle, not Borle.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a lot of people mix that one up, and it's always like, well, is it this or is it this? And then I always have to tell them it's Borle. So
like Borle just rolls off the tongue, and every time I see your video or you like my video or comment or whatever, I'm like, I just say like Lane Borle, Borle, right? I just fuck around with it, but now it's gonna be Borle.
Yeah.
It's like moly, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's with the relatives around here and stuff, there's a few ways. People say Borle, or Borle, or I don't know. It's their
Borle.
Yeah. Make it sound all elegant and fancy or something, but
nice,
it's a few ways to skin a cat, I guess.
Hey, when do you see yourself becoming a driller?
I don't know, hopefully within a year maybe, but
I know a lot of guys
see what happens.
When they make that jump, they fucking hate it.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's I mean, I like where I'm at now. I like derreck. I like working at heights and stuff. I like being up in the stick. So, but obviously, it'd be nice sitting in that climate controlled air doghouse downstairs there, not freezing your ass off or sweating your bag off when it's plus 30 outside. But I don't know. Yeah, see it maybe in a year or something, hopefully.
Hell yeah. No, that's awesome, man. Like that's I like the rig for that, right? Because there's always a direction, you know, there's always you can always move up. There's always
Yeah,
a
there's
way to
always
go,
growth.
right? There's
Yeah,
always growth. And with the turnover, right? It's like, hey man, like I just gotta wait for that guy to get fired or fucking quit. And I'm
yeah,
there, right? And you know,
yeah.
so yeah, one of the nicest, not nicest, I guess one of my favorite derreck hands I ever met. His name was not Noof, Gillis. Gillis was his name, and he worked on Enzyme 148. Newfie, he's a big Newfie,
Yeah.
and you could tell this guy was working some shit out. He was going through it.
Oh yeah.
And one of my favorite fucking people, man. Every time I come on site, like Dick Frost, what's up? And he always wanted to make a video and shit, right? And I'm always down. And then
Yeah.
he did a rig watch over Christmas one year, and I guess he got into some shit, and he never came
Oh,
back. They got rid of him, and you know the rig was never the same every time I go back. You
right.
know there was. You know, there's a couple guys on there that I joke around with, but for the most part, you know, it was different. You know, I hope he wasn't in danger to himself or others, but well, if he was, maybe it was the right call. So
Yeah. Okay.
well, buddy, thanks for coming on, dude. I really enjoy this, and I think this is good. You know, having actual rig hands come on to the podcast and chat and whatnot is definitely a good direction. You know, we've had safety people and laborers and fucking
Yeah.
other people come on, and yeah, it's good, man. This is really good.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, you stay frosty and keep turning to the right.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Hell yeah, brother. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming.
All right. Yeah, thanks, man. See ya.